if I bleed tonight, if I am sad tonight, I don't have a job to find. And if I work tonight, if I'm so tired tonight, I fall asleep when I'm home.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 31 of the Lugs podcast. I am your host, AJ. With me, as always, is my co-host, Ryan.
Co-host with the mostest, that's right. It's me. Woohoo! Man, AJ, I have a busy weekend ahead of me.
Yeah, you know what, Ryan? There's a reason why we're recording Wednesday than our normal Tuesday. And it's because our schedules didn't quite line up this week.
No.
Why don't you tell the listeners why we didn't get to record yesterday?
Yesterday being Tuesday, Sarah, my future wife, and my mother went to a place where we're throwing our reception at. So we went to go check that out yesterday, get familiarized with the grounds. It's a outdoor park. They got a nice little area, picnic area, horseshoe pits, volleyball, cornhole, all that good stuff, fun stuff to do. So we went to go look at that yesterday, and then Saturday, this coming up Saturday, is my bachelor party.
Well, you know what, Ryan? I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Congratulations to you and Sarah.
Thank you.
You do have, who I don't know if I could say it or not. I'm just going to go say it. You can tell me later if I was wrong or not.
Go ahead.
You have your best man in the chat right now.
Yes, I do.
Tony H.
That's right.
And it's going to be fun, man.
Yes, it is.
I'm happy for both of you.
It's going to be 96 with the heat index of 106 on Saturday, and I'm like, oh, are you serious?
Hey, Tony wants to know what this bachelor party is all about.
I don't know. What is this bachelor party all about, Tony? You're the one setting it up, buddy. I don't care what the hell we do.
It's going to be 6 dudes playing a game of Twister.
All right.
There's a picture for the folks at home.
Yep, Bush is going to be on the bottom.
Wow. All right. So this show has started off south in only 2 minutes of being live.
It has. Well, that's what happens when you go. Hey, nothing can go wrong if it's live, right?
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
But how was your weekend, man?
It was good, and I'm trying to remember what I did, and I can't even remember.
Saturday, I got my wedding outfit set for the wedding. And then, oh man, Jacoby Jones just made a nice sleeping catch in the Tiger game. Sorry about that. But, no, they got, my mom spoiled us, taking us shopping for the wedding, getting everything organized for it Saturday. So I missed the truck race. Went over that today, actually, when I got home from work. So, but yeah.
You were also supposed to be doing something tonight.
Yes, I was, but I came up a little bit under the weather after work and started getting lightheaded. Been getting lightheaded a little bit lately, so I'm missing the T-ball game right now, unfortunately.
Yeah, you brought up the point of recording Thursday, too.
And
I'm not going to be around tomorrow, so we can't record tomorrow, so it was like...
We could have recorded Friday, too, and then it's like...
Let's just say it's best if we don't record on a Friday, because we might be a little...
occupied.
The adult beverages will be in.
Yes.
Continue with your weekend, though. I cut you short on that one.
Yeah, kind of watched the race on Sunday. Did a little bit of housework yesterday after I got home. But other than that, relaxing weekend.
That's good. Have you recovered fully from Michigan yet?
Yeah, I'm getting there. It'll be here before we know it, the August race, so.
Yeah, no, and we're only 10 days away from
where you
podcast takeover of Daytona.
That's right. Hopefully you get better service out there in Daytona than I do in Michigan.
I won't.
It's funny, too, because when we went to Bristol in 2013, I had excellent service. Like, I was texting my dad throughout the race, and, it's insane how different it is.
And all these tracks come out and say that they've done so much improvements for cell service and Wi-Fi and all that, and I still can't get service nowhere.
I tried to log on to MIS's Wi-Fi service, and holy cow, it's like slowest. It's like, what the hell is going on? You have 80,000 people there, maybe, in the infield too, and it's like, oh, okay, if something happens in the stands, how are they going to contact, because they're like, yeah, text a number if something happens in the stands, you see something. Nope. How the hell are we supposed to do that?
Like, I could send you a video of, like, a wreck as it happened, and you would have just seen it on your TV, before I recorded it and sent it to you, naturally. But instead of getting it, like, 2 minutes after it happened, you're getting it, like, 30 minutes after the race has already ended.
Yep. Hey, you're telling me you don't get good service out in Daytona, so...
nothing out there. You know what? I have different seats this year than I've had for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
Maybe it makes a difference. I don't know.
It could be where you're sitting at. Because when we first got to the track at MIS, like when we're in the parking area, like I had good service. I was able to, put on the Twitter page. I almost said Facebook page that I was at the track.
Tony put in 80,000 using Wi-Fi means it'll be slow. Like, yeah, it's not like the International Space Station sitting right in the infield. It's going to be bogged down.
I just wish that Sprint would bring their towers, or somebody bring some towers out there. Strike a deal, put it, say T-Mobile, put T-Mobile on a car.
I agree with you. So, Ryan.
Oh, what's up?
You had big news this week, which I think you've said it on the podcast before that you were getting married. I don't think you actually said when you were getting married.
Well, Friday, July 13th is our official wedding date. We're getting married in the backyard of the house. We have a nice big backyard, nice deck we're going to do it on.
Friday the 13th.
Yep, Friday the 13th.
I'll be at Topgolf.
Oh, nice. Yeah, I'm a diehard Jason Voorhees Friday the 13th fan. I always thought it'd be cool to get married on Friday the 13th. She's okay with it, so we're doing that. And then the following Saturday, or the next day, is our big party out at the recreation center, so to speak, is what I'll call it.
So, I had some big news that I was going to give today in our podcast shout-outs, but since we have Tony in our chat right now on the live stream, I'm going to go ahead and do this now. A football podcast is starting with myself and Tony in the chat. It's been something that's been in the talks for a couple months now. We finally have a Twitter page, which is at Polar Pigskin. We're the Polar Opposite Pigskin Podcast. The name came to be because I'm a New England Patriot fan. Super Bowl championships, dominating wins, great seasons, great quarterback. And Tony is a fan of the Detroit Laydown.
I'll say it. I wanted to say Laydown.
The Detroit Lions.
I was going to say Laydown.
Who are the exact opposite of what the Patriots are. And we're trying to shoot for this weekend being our first episode of recording. If not this weekend, definitely next weekend. We're still working things out a little bit, but I'm excited for it. And if you follow our podcast for NASCAR, you're going to want to go follow this podcast for football. We're going to do in-depth reviews every week of football, fantasy picks, stardom situms kind of thing, reviewing future games.
Marquee matchups.
Exactly. And it's going to be fun. We're going to see how we do. We're going to try to get it off the ground here in the summertime before the season starts.
We try to get Tony on here, but our schedules don't coexist, though. So
yeah, he's still cheering for Jeff Gordon on the weekends, and I don't know why.
Yeah, he hasn't wrecked yet.
That's true. He hasn't had a DNF this season, huh?
That's good.
So that ends our news. Well, not our news, but my news of it, your news of it. Ryan, we have Gateway and Sonoma to break down. What do you say we get into it?
Let's go. Let's dive into it.
Let's get us some gas and go. We're going to recap Gateway and Sonoma. So, Ryan, it's been a while since we've actually been able to review only the race that happened that weekend. It's been like 2 weeks since we've been able to do this.
It is.
So starting off, we had the Camping World Truck Series at Gateway. This was on Saturday night, I believe, at like 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
8, yep.
And we had a first-time winner in the Camping World Truck Series. Justin Haley finally gets it done. I think he led the final 7 laps of this race to get the win.
Yeah. It was funny, too. I said earlier that I was going over the race. I forgot to set the time, to go like a half hour, 40 minutes, after the program is set to end. My recording stopped, I think, with 21 or 22 laps left, or it was in the... No, it was the final, one of the final restarts. It ended like with 8 laps. I'm like, oh man, I know who won it. I didn't know how he took the lead, but he won the race. Congratulations to him, and his interview was awesome too. I did see the
interview.
He's not 21 yet, and he's like, man, if I was 21 tonight, I'd be drinking a lot of beer tonight.
Yeah, if he was 21.
Yeah, if he was 21, exactly.
When the cameras stop rolling, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, of course. Ask Tony what happens when you're underage at a NASCAR race.
Hey, he just said he's still crying over the 24 at heart.
I know he is.
At least the new 24 looks just like the old one.
Yes, he does.
So, Haley overcame what was a late surge there in the final 2 laps from Myatt Snyder, or not Myatt Snyder, Todd Gilliland.
Gregson, too, was up there, too.
Gregson was up there, but Gregson ended up finishing down the list a little bit.
Yeah, let me get the...
10th. He finished 10th. But on that final restart, you had Moffitt spinning. I think it was in the middle of turn 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of, I was surprised they didn't throw a caution for it, to be honest with you, because it was at the bottom of the racetrack. He kind of covered that bottom groove where everyone was running, it seemed. But hey, NASCAR didn't throw the caution flag, and Justin Haley got his first win because of it.
Yeah, more power to them, though. There was, for the most part, what I did, like I said, did my recap. It was some good, hard racing, though. I mean, I'm not a diehard fan of Gateway. It reminds me a little bit of New Hampshire. I was telling Sarah earlier today, I wish they put a little bit of banking there. See what happens with it. But it's a flat track, so, I mean.
I tell you what, Go ahead.
Go ahead, man.
I was going to say, this was an exciting race.
That was, oh yeah.
And it had the best viewership on TV. Or not best viewership, but it surpassed last year's rating.
Oh, really?
The crowd was awesome. I mean, that was really a packed house for a truck race.
Really good crowd.
And we had ourselves quite a few big wrecks. Not big wrecks in truck collecting, but a couple hard hits. And the hardest one had to have been the Fontaine spin, where Tate Fogelman smashed right into his door.
Yeah, that was scary. That was like, because I think it was John Hunter Nemechek, they said, dropped some fluid onto the track, and NASCAR didn't throw the caution in time. They spun and banged right into each other, so.
Yeah, he threw down the fluid, and it was a mess for a couple different drivers. Some that didn't wreck, naturally.
Yeah.
When Justin Fontaine got into all that, it was over. I thought he blew a tire initially.
Yeah, and then they go back and show it on the replay of the John Hunter Nemechek, the fluid onto the track, and I'm like, man, that's like you're driving on a sheet of ice right there. You can't stop, you can't move, especially with the ball tires.
No, not at all.
Here we go.
Yeah, and Tate Fogelman. Tate Fogelman ran right through it all and just couldn't stop.
No, not at all.
And it's one of those situations where that's like the worst place you could possibly hit somebody.
Oh, of course. Driver's side.
And that car, Fontaine's truck, completely destroyed on that side.
That it was.
But good that both drivers walked away from that.
Yeah, they walked away. I was shaken up, but they did walk away.
Then we had a little bit of a controversy, if you will. I don't believe anything came of it after the race. My DVR cut out, so I didn't get to see like the post-race stuff. But Stuart Friesen got into Christian X, and X had led 34 laps.
Won stage 2.
And he did. Yeah, he won stage 2. It was kind of disappointing.
Yeah, he had a good, solid truck though, and then they show one of the replays when they're doing the interview with Ikes, and all of it. the back camera, you see Friesen's truck get a little loose, come right into him. He didn't run into him on purpose, man. There's no way. The truck got a little out of shape. Tried to correct it, went right into him.
I mispronounced his name. It's Ekis, not X.
Oh, Axis,
That was my
Axis,
fault.
X.
I mispronounced it. I know. I'm fired. End the show.
No, you're not fired. So.
You know, I don't think it was on purpose either. It's just one of those situations where you kind of run out of room, so...
I was going for the win right there.
Exactly. And to see Ekis lead so many laps, and what is this, his third race? His second race?
Second or third race. I know he's got 2 more coming up. He's at Martinsville and Phoenix near the end of the year.
Yeah, he's ran great. I mean, we talked about him last week when they were at, what was it, Iowa?
Yeah, Iowa, yep.
You know, he finished pretty well there, and the runs continued. I think he's going to get a win here in a couple weeks.
Maybe. He's only 17 years old, too.
It's amazing the youth influence coming into the sport now.
Kool-Aid in Victory Lane. All right.
You're going to have to rename it for the Bush Pole Award here soon.
Yeah, this is the Happy Juice.
21.
Happy Juice Victory Lane.
Yeah, the McDonald's Happy Meals.
Oh, yeah, the McDonald's Happy Meals. There we go.
Ryan, your stage winners in this one. First stage was Grant Enfinger. Second stage was Christian Eckes. And your third stage, well, not your third stage, but your race winner, Justin Haley, who had a great restart off that last restart. He jumped out, and it was like they weren't going to catch him, even though Todd Gilliland put up a fight.
That he did. There was another incident on track involving Johnny Sauter and the therefore mentioned Stuart Friesen.
Maybe I missed this. I don't remember this.
Yeah, it was another wreck between the two, where they were going back and forth, and Sauter got into the back bumper of him, spun Friesen out. He hit the inside of the wall on the grass.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, I didn't notice it during the race, and then I saw that he finished third on the leaderboard, so I was like, oh, you know, maybe he's
Friesen finished 13 on it. Yeah, I remember just seeing that, and I remember watching it, Facebook, they show stuff like that, and they showed it, I'm like, oh, Sutter got into him there, so there might be a little fisticuffs or talking to in the garage, but I don't think anything came of it, though.
Yeah, I don't think anything came up of it either. At least I didn't see anything. Like I said, it cut out. My DVR cut out on that after the race.
Mine cut out like 6-7 laps left. And I'm like, yeah, gotta remember to do that. Gotta remember to do that, so...
Your top 5 in this one, Justin Haley, Todd Gilliland, Johnny Sauter, Myatt Snyder, and Zane Smith with a top 5 run.
Yes.
Out of your notable finishers, 6th place Chad Finley, 10th place Noah Gregson, and 20th Matt Crafton. Tough day for that 88 truck.
Man, that whole organization as a whole, they haven't come around to 4 yet.
And they don't have a win this year yet.
No, we don't. That's what's scary right there, though, and... I mean, yeah, they got some tracks coming up for Crafton, so...
Yeah, you're coming up to Eldora here in a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah, it's the Eldora Spectacular.
His favorite and best track out there. Not if you asked him last year, though.
No, he hated going there, so...
You remember that? He ran some dirt races just to get ready for it?
Oh, yeah. Well, it's different, though, when you're driving a dirt car compared to a truck that's meant to be on pavement, so...
Yeah, it's a whole different ballgame.
It worked. AJ, I'm just looking at here. How about 7th for Jesse Little?
Jesse Little finishing 7th. We've been talking about that young man a lot
here
in the last couple of weeks, and he's putting together strong run after strong run, and
there he is.
It's funny that you see it now. Like, I'm used to seeing guys like Chad Little, David Gilliland, and now it's like all the sons are coming in and taking over. So it's the same last name, different person.
Yeah, exactly. Well, Jesse's got the same style hair as Chad did, so...
Yeah, no, true.
Curly, dark jet black hair. But yeah, what is going on with that team?
I don't know. I can't put a finger on it, man.
Same with Ben Rose. He's having some heartbreak this year, too. Both of them guys are.
Yeah, but I mean, at least Ben Rose has a win this year.
And he does.
So you can't say it's a full heartbreak there, but I gotta say that team as a whole has been probably the disappointment this year.
Yeah.
I'd say. Going through your standings, your top 8, we are almost halfway through the season.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. NBC has 20 races, a part of their TV deal.
Yeah.
And you got to think, 10 races, you're at the chase. So.
Well, Fox Sports 1's carrying out the Truck Series.
Truck Series, yeah.
Yep.
I'm just saying as a whole, though. For the
Oh, yeah.
You're kind of hitting that halfway point here in a couple weeks. But your top 8 currently, Johnny Sauter, Noah Gregson, Brett Moffitt, Grant Enfinger, Stuart Friesen, Justin Haley, Matt Crafton, and Ben Rhodes. Your next race is Chicagoland, Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern on FS1.
All 3 series are at Chicagoland this weekend.
We have ourselves a triple header this weekend.
Yeah, but they do have lights there, too. That's going to be a good race Friday evening.
I'm going to explain Chicago here when we get into the white flag segment of our show. But, yeah, Chicago this is going to be a little awkward feeling, racing this early in the season at Chicago. I mean, we used to do it, back in 2001 up to, hell, I can't remember, but it used to be the race right after Daytona in July.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Before Kentucky came back, so. And it used to be the first race for the chase. But we're going to get into this a little bit later. Ryan, let's move on to Sonoma and the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series. Martin Truex played radio games with Kevin Harvick and Rodney Childers and came out on top in this one.
By a big margin, too.
Yes, he did. The best way I could put this race is I thought it was a good race up until the last 40 laps of it.
Oh, yeah, exactly. When they made that decision to stay out, I'm like, he's won the race. He's won the race, and it's over. I mean, if they play their cards right, he's going to have a 20-second lead on the field, which, he came out to that. Harvick dwindled it down a little bit, but...
Harvick kind of came back a little bit, but it was just too little too late. But it's funny because Harvick being dominant and Rodney Childers taking the blame, but, I mean, realistically, after the first stage, we kind of knew it was a 2-car battle for the win?
Oh, 2-car show, oh, yeah.
It was just, first it was Harvick, then it was Truex, then it was Harvick, then it was Truex, just back and forth. And it seemed to change every time there was a pit cycle. But then at the end of the stages, it seemed like those 2 guys would always come in before pit road closed. And it sent guys like AJ Allmendinger and Denny Hamlin as your stage winners.
Exactly.
Who, at AJ Allmendinger blowing a motor, or not blowing a motor,
missed the shift.
And Denny Hamlin realistically being a non-factor this whole race, which was unfortunate because we thought he would be. Realistically, it was Truex Harvick show all day long.
Oh, of course. That's what it seems like it's going to be right now to the end of the year.
Hey, it's going to be at this point, I think your Homestead Championship 4, Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Martin Truex Jr., and throw me a wild card for the last one.
There could be that factor though.
Talladega, but Brad Keselowski comes on so strong. The summertime is Brad's time of year.
Oh yeah. Tracks are slick. He likes the tracks. He was like Tony Stewart, always liked the tracks slick.
I'm telling you right now, my pick next weekend is going to be Brad, I think.
Oh, he runs great at Daytona in the summer race.
Yeah, we won't talk about the 500 though.
No, we will not. No.
So, I messaged you, I think it was lap 3 or 4 into this race, and I said, Eric Jones, he's hit everything on this damn track.
It looked like it.
That car looked like it's been through 500 laps at Bristol.
The parachute.
It was crazy. And the fact that he rebounded to finish, 6th?
7th.
7th?
Yep, I got this list in here.
Yeah, 7th. And I failed to skip my page to the next one.
Yeah.
Go figure.
That happens.
But yeah, he finishes 7th. He did everything but the pace car. He truly did.
Good thing Harry Hogg was not his crew chief.
I saw a tweet today, Ryan, and we mentioned the Days of Thunder thing. Today's the anniversary of it coming out into theaters. And someone put up, don't forget, on this day back in 1990, Cole Trickle taught us how to race, and it was a picture of a Sweet and Low packet.
The drafting on the leg.
Oh, yep. So we mentioned earlier, AJ Allmendinger missed a shift.
Yep.
Really ruined his day. He took full responsibility for it. And at the same time, Jamie McMurray also went out.
Yeah, the exact same time.
McMurray, I think, was officially ruled an oil pump.
Yep.
And then, naturally, AJ Allmendinger was transmission.
I felt so bad for him during his interview. I'm like, I'm watching it. And Jamie Little, she's asking the question, so what happened? And he's pointing at himself, me. And I'm like, oh, man. Because he knows he's a road course ringer. He does run good at Bristol restrictor plate tracks, but I felt bad. Just wasn't meant to be.
Not this year. And
Nope.
the sad part of it was, I mean, up until that point, he was picking off cars one by one by one by one. I mean, as soon as he came down pit road and then got back out, it was like, boom. He kept passing cars. But that sucks when you go from third to first.
Exactly.
And it ain't going to fare well. Just ask Bubba Wallace.
Oh, man, he had a tough time this weekend.
Notice I get to change the name almost every time because there's been so many different people now that have done it.
Bubba's glad he's away from Sonoma, that's for sure.
And, you said Bubba's glad he's away from Sonoma. I bet Ryan Blaney is, though, too.
Oh, after the power steering went out in that car?
That's a hard track to lose power steering at. Now, I want to make a comment. This is due to what I heard on the Fox broadcast. And they said he kept pitting because his arms were cramping up. So they go out, make a run, then stop, let him rest up, then go back out. Well, someone had said to Ryan Blaney on Twitter that night, and he said, we weren't stopping because I had arm cramps. We stopped because it was a part of our pit cycle, and I got caught speeding the first time. So, oh, man.
I remember a couple times, I think Ricky Rudd's power steering went out at Darlington. Mark Martin's power steering went out at Dover, but like they were saying in the broadcast, though, if you're at the tracks with the high bank, so, easier to get in there, but with a flat track like Sonoma is, dude, his arms he looked beat after that race.
I was going to try to narrow it down to a couple turns where I think it would be a real big problem, but all 11 turns are a big problem. When
11 turns, the
You're going
curve.
Up the hill.
Yep.
You come down to that slow stop at 11, you go through the S's.
I love that turn, though, number 11.
And isn't it crazy? Like, it's turn 11 and is it turn 7? Where they come out across the wall that cuts in for the road course.
Yeah, turn 7.
And they head down to that corner on the straightaway.
Yeah.
It's amazing what the difference is that the car behind seems to always have the advantage because they get to brake a little bit later and use that other guy as like a buffer or a bumper.
That's why those are always the good passing zones.
I mean, you saw Hamlin do it to Stewart on the final lap a couple years ago in Sonoma, and then Stewart took the lead again in turn 11. So
exactly,
there's not many places to pass at Sonoma.
No.
But damn, when they get to those two turns, all hell breaks loose.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if you noticed it during the broadcast. DW said they only run 2 road courses still.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean...
Oops.
To his defense, I think I would also have said that.
Yeah, true.
I'm not used to the Roval being there, and especially when your TV's not the one doing it.
That's true. I know they got a big test coming up, I think July 10th, they said.
They do, and just adding on to that, I didn't put it in our news, so I'm going to put it right here. Did you see that fans are going to be able to test out the Roval themselves?
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I was telling Sarah that. I'm like, Sarah, you want to drive down to Charlotte to drive the Roval? She's like, you really want to go down there? And I'm like, yeah.
I'm sorry. What? If they tell me don't go on the bankings, I'm telling them to screw them.
I'm going on the bank. I'm going on the bank. Oh, yeah. Only do 25. Screw that. I'm doing 100. Let's go.
Yeah, let's see what this thing maxes out at.
That's right.
Ryan, there was going over the final results, the race report after the race, I saw that Cole Witt finished down in 35th, and the cause of his finish was due to accident. When did he wreck?
I don't remember him wrecking.
In a race which only saw 3 cautions, 2 for stage break, 1 for AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah,
stopping on the track. I don't remember seeing Cole Witt wreck.
I don't either.
And on top of that, I went back through the highlights of the race and tried to detail it out through the race that NASCAR uploads to YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
I saw nothing.
Really? I know at the end of the race, Suarez and Johnson got into it where Suarez got turned around. They did that on the Fox Facebook page. But no, about Cole Witt, I didn't see anything about him not finishing.
No, like I told you, I think it was last night when we were talking, I said, I missed 6 laps of the race, and it was the first 6 laps of stage 2. Other than that, I saw flag to flag. And what I saw, I didn't see him wreck at all.
I didn't either.
But who knows? Maybe it happened then.
He could have, maybe his car didn't make it back to fuel and he ran into one of the runoffs.
I don't have no idea. All I know is he ran 57 laps and then was out due to accident.
That's crazy.
I missed it.
Me too.
But the fact that you had all but 4 cars running at the end of this one, that's pretty impressive.
It was.
Especially for Sonoma, a track that likes to create a big one here and there.
Yeah, especially if a driver's got a little beef with somebody. Hey, payback.
It's funny to think that a track as big as Sonoma, Watkins Glen, and even the Roval coming up can be such a payback type track.
Oh, yeah.
You were getting ready to say something, Ryan. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, just about the Roval, though. I know they've redid the design of it, too. And they had Jeff Burton on there a couple months ago. And there's a lot of elevation changes on this. You won't expect it, but they did like an onboard camera. He's driving around a Camaro or something like that. Oh, NBC is probably a Camry or something like that, but we'll say Camaro. And he's going up and down, and it's like since they redid the configuration, because the first configuration that they had, which they have in the game, by the way, you're doing 35 miles an hour. And I think it was AJ Allmendinger or Kurt Busch. It's one of the guys that said, fans are not going to want to pay us to see us do 35 miles an hour. And that's when they redid the configuration now where they're doing higher speeds on it.
It's going to be very, very interesting. And I think it's, the second race of a... I
thought it was the last one.
I don't remember if it's the last one or the second one, and damn me for not having my schedule in front of me. Can you imagine that, being an elimination race?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's more of a crapshoot than, say, Talladega would be.
Exactly.
Because it's a racetrack that you can now use for fuel mileage, which it was before,
yeah. But
more so now.
I did see something, too. Like, I was looking into tickets for that, just to see how much they're going to be for it. As of right now, I don't think they have any seating a part of the Roval. All they got is the traditional seating.
Really?
As far as I know.
Well, I don't think you'd have enough room in the infield to put anything.
You can put a couple, makeshift bleachers there.
Yeah,
so.
I don't know. Patrick had just commented in our chat, Ryan, Sonoma's relatively drama-free. Might not be for the other 2 road courses, though. I like Watkins Glen.
I love Watkins Glen.
10 times faster than you can at Sonoma. And that leads usually to drama.
I remember Jeff Gordon and Sam Hornish's wreck there.
Yeah, oh yeah.
One of the hardest wrecks.
The barrels.
Yeah, how about Ryan Newman, too?
Ryan Newman as well.
The catch fence there.
Yeah. And the Roval. The Roval, I think, is going to be pretty interesting to see, and it might have some drama to it.
I think it will, too.
Coming back, though, to Sonoma and the race we had Sunday, and going back to the Truex Harvick dominance that I forgot to mention earlier, they combined to lead 97 of 110 laps. Like I said, from lap 1, it was a 2-car race.
Yeah.
And a little bit of a homer throw here, just real quick, was Chase Elliott. What a solid run for not being known as a road course guy.
How about my pick, Kurt Busch?
Yeah, you know where my picks both finished?
Let me see here. 38th was one of them.
38th, and Joey Logano in 19th.
Who was my other pick besides Kurt Busch? I forgot.
Let's see. Going back a couple pages here, I'm unprepared on this one.
Yeah, it's all right. I forgot. I know I had Kurt Busch and then
the 21 Paul Menard.
Paul Menard, yeah.
And Paul Menard finished 26th.
Damn.
But you beat me.
I went out of the loop on that one, so on the Menard one, so.
Hey, you know, this week's going to be another one where we go a little bit out of the loop, I think.
Uh-huh.
So, the Chase Elliott story, Ryan, at one point in the race, DW said that 9 car is probably a top 10 car. I don't know about a top 5 car, though.
Yeah, where did you finish?
4th.
4th? Mm-hmm.
Like, I thought
DW said
Chase
that
all
about
race
a lot
was
of
good.
people. So.
I'm just happy that NBC's taken over, to be perfectly honest with you. I like NBC's broadcast better.
They're like I love NBC. Fox does a good job when they're on their game, but I'm ready to see NBC what they do. I know there's a ton of people are like, NBC takes way too many commercials. NBC this, NBC that. It's like the one gripe I do have about NBC right now. Why are you putting races on cable on NBCSN?
Yeah. It's a problem on both sides of the spectrum, both ends of the spectrum. Because you got
Like,
Fox who uses FS1 and NBC uses NBCSN. Now, I don't want anyone to think that I hate the Fox broadcast or anything, because I genuinely, or generally do like their broadcast. I think Darrell Waltrip is starting to become too old for what's going on now. You need a fresher perspective, I think.
Yeah, that's why I'm surprised Junior didn't go there.
Yeah, but you already have Gordon there.
Yeah, exactly.
And now you get to bring Junior in with, like, Jeff Burton, Steve Letarte, those guys.
Jeff Burton can't keep his trap shut, so.
All right.
That's
Ryan, we're moving on.
No. I'm not saying that's a negative thing. It's just I'm interested in seeing how they're going to do this. Like, I wish Dale Jarrett was in the booth. Hopefully Fox hires him, but I doubt it.
I wouldn't mind Dale Jarrett on the Fox broadcast.
Like Joy, Gordon, and him?
And that's the thing. I like Mike Joy. I think Mike Joy brings so much to that Fox broadcast. Like, he really puts it all together.
That he does.
You know, it's... Mike Joy's been in the sport forever. So
he has.
He knows the broadcast side of things, you know, inside and out. So.
When he interviewed DW when he won the 500.
Yep. Clint Boyer. Is this the feel-good story of 2018? Like we had last year with MTJ?
I have to say,
strong runs, man.
I would have to agree with Boyer for sure. Man, boy, does that guy love to party still. Win or lose, man, that boy's partying.
I can't help 1 week later but still laugh at his face in the car at Michigan.
With the thumbs up like, yeah! Man, that boy's having some fun this year, and it was just a matter of time before he got back to victory lane.
It was. Was this a good race, Ryan? If you had to grade it, A, B, C, or D, or F?
C plus.
Okay.
I mean, like I said, this is the track where, okay, if you're mad at somebody, you can get them back, put the bumper to them. You know, I remember Junior running, and he was running over everybody, and my brother's like, why is he running over everybody? Oh, because they're not, you know, they're still going fast, but this is the track to do it. And like I said, it was entertaining. Cole Pern, the strategy call of the year, by the way.
Yeah, that was great.
Oh yeah.
That was a great call. Harvick's coming in because he heard, or Ronnie Childers heard off of Truex's radio, we're going to pit now, pit now, pit now. Harvick comes in, Cole Pern comes over the headset and goes, we're going to pit in about 8 or 9 laps.
Yep. And it worked. After that, he blew everybody away.
You needed it. That was like, Cole Pern is a genius, man. I'm getting to the point where I'm about to put him above Chad Canals. I really am. Currently.
Okay, currently. Okay.
Don't get me wrong, I put Chad Canals in like a top 5 crew chief all time in NASCAR deal. I don't put Cole Pern there quite yet.
Yep.
But right now, if you have to ask me what crew chief I want on top of my pit box, it's Cole Pern.
Of course.
Give me that guy. The windshield wipers.
Don't like them.
There is not a cloud in sight. And we still have windshield wipers on some, not all of the cars.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me it's not an advantage.
Remember when you text me that, and I sent you, I'm like, it's like Denny Hamlin at Watkins Glen when him and the Gibbs cars were the only ones with the windshield wiper plates on it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it. I don't know. Maybe it does something to the car.
Go ahead.
If the forecast calls for a slight chance of rain at a road course, okay, put it on. But the forecast for Sunday was mostly sunny, but yet they're on the car.
If you notice, the more road courses we go to through the years and the seasons, more and more cars have been using them.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some guys may not think that it's given them an advantage, but they don't want to risk not also having the advantage, if that makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
So they're going to slap it on there. If it increases, speed, handling, whatever it may be, whatever this windshield wiper is really going to give you.
Of course.
I think it just kind of levels the playing field a little bit for other guys.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be interesting, though? Now, here's my question to ask you. If it rains at the Roval, will they run it?
No. You can't.
But yet, if it's raining at Martin or Watkins Glen, they'll run. No.
Maybe. See, the difference here is you're going to be too fast entering corners. At the Roval, because you're still using half of the track itself. Actually, you're using more than half of it, because up until you get it past the tri-oval, that's when you go in your Roval, then you come back out in the corner. So you're still using almost the entire track still. You couldn't do it there. Watkins Glen, you can. It's a flat track.
Obviously.
You're not as fast. You're not going to be as fast in turns and all that. I think
Road America.
You would see it. Road America, too, they run it at.
Mid-Ohio, they've done it. And then when the Xfinity Series was going to Montreal, that Jacques Villeneuve track, that was what they did the first time. They're like, okay, we got rain coming. We're going to put the windshield wiper blades on the car, which they weren't already on there, put the rain tires on, and that was entertaining. That was entertaining and fun to watch.
Yeah, it was, because for like 10 laps, no one could keep the car on the track.
That too, but it was fun to watch. It was entertaining.
It was. I agree with you there. It was very entertaining.
And I tell you what, I think take a shot at Martinsville with it. It's flat. I think you do.
I don't think you could do it there. I really don't. But I mean, besides this year, when have you really ever had the threat of weather at Martinsville? I can't remember there being a time.
Oh.
What's that?
No.
So, I don't... It's not a track you would ever, I don't think, would need it. That's just my opinion.
We'll see what happens.
Speaking of issues and whatnot, how about Kyle Larson? Qualifies on the pole and just... right down the leaderboard.
He sank faster than Titanic.
Yeah, he hit the iceberg. The iceberg was turn 1.
He's probably got that My Heart Will Go On song. There he goes in the back.
It was another disappointing run because I thought Larson was really going to have a shot.
I did too.
Qualified on the pole.
I did too. I mean,
because they road racing now. So
no, they said they're practicing because I watched a little bit of practice. I watched qualifying. I'm going to get into qualifying on my rant here. So, but no, they said they worked on the car for race setup. He goes out and wins the pole. Next thing you know, dropped like the Titanic. So
yeah. Going back to our grading of the race, Patrick said it was a B+ for him.
I mean, racing's racing. So I mean, I'm surprised Patrick didn't put it an A+.
I think the B+ rating was because of Truex winning. I think other than that, it'd be probably a C+, maybe a C.
I mean, there was good action on the track. I mean, there's good battles.
Like, that's my rating. I give it a B-. I thought it was entertaining until 40 to go.
Yes, like I said though, these are the tracks right here where if Eric Almirola was by Austin Dillon, you don't think you'd have put a bumper to him and spun him out? I mean,
I don't know. We'll find out next week.
I mean, I know. We go back to that, and I think he would have, especially going into turn 11.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah, I think so too. Hey, one more thing I want to touch on before we go through top 5 standings, notable finishers, all that. Did you see Truex's face when he sipped the wine?
No, I did not actually. I turned that off. So
with Sonoma, most of you know that you get a wine glass trophy deal. Like
which is a kick-ass trophy, by the way.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
And they pour wine in it, and the winner, Victory Lane, drinks it, and he took one sip, and his face just was like.
I don't think he's a wine drinker.
He's a beer drinker.
That's right. Like when my cousin
off so quickly.
Oh yeah, when my cousin Stephanie got married, they did a wine champagne toast. I'm like, I'll do wine, and it was like, ugh. And I love grapes too. We got a whole fridge full of grapes, and I don't like wine.
With my parents being wine connoisseurs, is what I would call it.
Mm-hmm.
I've tried wine, and I'm not a fan of it.
No.
It's too dry for me.
Exactly.
Give me a Bud Light, Budweiser, and I'm happy.
Miller Lite.
It don't matter. If it's beer, I'll drink it.
Miller Lite.
Except for Corona, I don't
We
drink Corona.
got the times, Miller
Your
Lite.
top 5, your stage winners. Even though we already kind of went over it.
Yeah.
Your stage winners: AJ Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr. Your top 5: Truex, Harvick, Bowyer, Elliott, Kyle Busch. And your notable finishers: 8th place, Eric Almirola. 12th place, Chris Buescher. What a run.
Yeah, hell yeah. Great run.
And 19th, as we stated earlier, Joey Logano. I didn't say my Truck Series notable finishers.
Yeah, I thought you did.
I didn't think I did.
You did. Yeah, you did. Coughlin.
I did.
Yeah, Coughlin. I think.
Patrick, I don't drink, period.
Yeah, I saw that.
Your standings following Sonoma, heading into Chicagoland this weekend: Kyle Busch, Kevin Harvick, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski, Martin Truex Jr., Clint Bowyer, Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Kyle Larson, Eric Almirola, Ryan Blaney, Jimmy Johnson, Chase Elliott, Eric Jones, Alex Bowman, Ricky Stenhouse. Next week, Ryan, just as I'm ending the standings, I want you to think of some drivers that have really been a disappointment this year that are below the chase line. That's for next week.
Oh, so after Chicagoland?
After Chicago, we're going to talk about it.
That are below the cut line?
That are below the cut line. We're going to talk about it next week, I think. Your next race, Chicagoland Speedway, Sunday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN. And don't forget, Xfinity Series is back this weekend. They are also at Chicagoland on Saturday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern on NBCSN as well. Ryan, you were saying something when I finished the standings before I went off and cut you off again. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, I'm just looking at this right now on that question you just asked. There's a guy, but he's fourth in points right now. Not having a win is Kozlowski's one of the guys, but he's fourth in points. I mean...
Yeah, but just remember, that will reset.
Yeah, of course it will once the
season
start.
All right.
All right, go ahead.
I was going to say the next thing we were going to do, but what were you going to say, Ryan?
Yeah, news time, isn't it?
It is news time.
Alex Bowman, 9th at Sonoma this weekend. That was a good finish for him.
It was, and Bowman, I don't think raced Sonoma when he filled in for Junior. I think it was Gordon then.
That was Gordon, yeah.
So, really good run for him.
All the Hendrick cars look pretty good. Barton until he sped through pit road again.
Yeah.
Or it's a loose wheel, excuse me, loose wheel.
He pit for 2 tires at all this weekend, Ryan.
No, he did not. Which
much to your chagrin.
the week he should pit for 2 tires. They go with 4. We're not going to get into that again, so.
Let's get into tire up. We got some news this week.
All right.
Left side. Pull this left rear fender out, left side.
NASCAR announces they will not use the All-Star package in 2018. Good. I'll tell you, earlier I wanted them to use it. But thinking about it now, the one thing we talked about several episodes ago was NASCAR never keeps the same rules package an entire season. At least they haven't for a long time.
No.
The fact that they're sticking to their guns now is a breath of fresh air.
To your point, I do agree. But that package is so damn good.
Well, you're upset because of Michigan coming up in a couple weeks. You wanted to see it there.
I wanted to see it there. I wanted to see it at Pocono and Indy as well. And another mile and a half to see what it is. I think you're going to see it a lot next year. I really do. Obviously, Daytona, you're going to see it for the All-Star race. Not the 600. I'm like Steve Letard's mad about it that they're not using it. NASCAR America, he was like I don't know why they're not using it. Rave reviews from the fans, the drivers liked it. And then he brought up what happened at the Coca-Cola 600 with Kyle Busch dominating.
Now, I think, and tell me if I'm wrong here.
Okay,
I think
you're wrong.
I kind of pictured NASCAR's idea here.
Okay.
So you bring in this package next season. It's going to be Monsters last year, what their deal.
Uh-huh.
You're going to try to... The first mile and a half track you use it on is really going to tell how the rest of the season's going to go with the package. For wherever you may use it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe.
Now they...
Well, go ahead.
No, are you thinking they're going to run it at Atlanta? I don't think they're going to run it at...
No. There's only certain tracks that you can run it at. But
yeah, exactly.
If you take some of these tracks that have low attendance, low ratings on TV, and you can put asses in the seats and get people watching it more, and put it on a freaking local channel, your local Fox and NBC channel,
Yeah.
I think this is how you can draw sponsorship, fans, all of that. I think there's a whole, it's all about the green, man. It's all about the green.
It is.
So this way you get a big title sponsor that wants to come in. It's bigger than Monster. You get fans, you get merchandise sales, you get ticket sales.
Oh, of course.
And even for people that are casual fans that can become diehards out of this, for your cable providers, you're gaining money for the fans buying extra channels.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they just want to watch it on their phone. Like, there is a whole marketing idea behind this. I guarantee it. I guarantee that's what they're going for.
Oh, I think so too.
This year, at this point, you're halfway through the year almost. It's kind of...
It's hit or miss.
Exactly. Let the fans complain this year. Come back next year strong.
Yeah, like I said, I'm upset they're not using it. I thought the All-Star race was one of the better races of the year so far. I mean, minus the 500 till the end. And I don't know. I'm hit or miss with this. Like, I love that package, like you said. Who's going to be the sponsor if Monster doesn't sign on? I know
Coca-Cola's talking about it, and that's who I think it would be.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing that.
And they're bigger than Monster. They own Monster.
Yeah, exactly. So Coca-Cola presents Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series Racing.
Ryan, our next bullet point here, or news point. Mike Joy, DW, Jeff Gordon, expected to be back with Fox in 2019.
Not surprised. Really not.
Nope, I'm not either. A feel-good story here. Jimmy Johnson wins Fox's Bernsey Award.
Yes, I did see that. Yes, right before the race.
Pit box all race long.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to see. I'm sure you heard the Wendy Venturini.
I did.
Wendy Venturini. She was injured in a cycling accident in Sonoma. From what I read on Twitter before we went live, she is actually on her way back in a motorhome.
Oh, nice.
So that's good to see that she's out of the hospital. It's a pretty scary situation, actually.
Yeah, it is.
And this last news point, Ryan, this came up yesterday. When I read it, I immediately put it in our show. NASCAR looking to further limit Cup drivers in lower series from 7 races to 5 races.
I'm all for it.
Same. Now. Do it now. If you haven't if you ran 5 races now, you're done.
Exactly. 5 races, you're done. Yep. I agree 100%. I should have said this before the start of the show, but the sprint driver that got killed over the weekend, Jason Johnson, got killed in a dirt track accident over the weekend. I think that was in Wisconsin, if I'm not mistaken. But thoughts and prayers to him and his family.
Yes, sir.
Tragic stuff, man. I actually seen they actually put the video on it before they knew he passed away, and I saw it, and it was pretty violent.
I haven't seen it, nor do I want to see it.
Yeah. And then next thing you know, I wake up Sunday morning, and then he says that that he had lost the battle.
It's kind of, and it's very unfortunate. And thoughts, prayers go out to the friends, family, everyone close to the man. And I want to explain this a little bit further too with what I say here. I had posted on Twitter when I found out about this that due to my lack of watching dirt track racing, and it's not because I don't want to watch dirt track racing, it's I don't have access to watching dirt track racing unless I watch replays on YouTube or something like that. I never get to watch it live, which I would love to.
Go to a dirt track by you, isn't there one?
No, there's not. The closest one to me is an hour and a half away.
That's probably pretty much the I-96 Speedways, I think, is our closest, and it's up near Lansing, so past Lansing, actually. So
I would love to go watch dirt track racing live and all that. I think there's no more difficult form of racing. But I didn't want people to take that like I don't like dirt track racing when I posted that.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dirt track racing is a blast.
And going back to what you said about the video, and this goes for any motorsport death and deaths in general. We had Adam Petty, Dale Sr., Brian Clausen. I'm trying to think of the ones that were caught on camera.
Wasn't Jason Leffler?
Maybe Leffler was on camera. I have not watched. I can count on one hand how many times I've watched each wreck, and I don't want to see it.
Exactly.
Because you think more about the people, the families, the friends, the kids that are all involved in this, the teams, everyone close. They got families.
Of course they do.
and they're doing something they love, but they're also doing their job with that. And it's so tragic.
Exactly, because I remember the 2001, the Daytona 500. I think it was Steve Burns that was interviewing Earnhardt. He's sitting on a nice, lounge chair. He's got his feet up, they're crossed. And it was Steve Burns that was interviewing him. He's like, "You ready for today?" He's like, "You betcha. We got a good GM Goodwrench plus Chevrolet. We're going to go right to the front. We're going to lead some laps. We're going to win this thing." Mm-hmm. And then that happened at the end of the race.
Yeah.
When
it's... Go ahead.
When you seen Ken Schrader look into that car and he came out with his hands like, "Get over here, get over here," you knew something was wrong. My dad's like, I think he died. Or my dad's like, "I think he's dead. I think he's dead. I think he's dead," because of how Ken Schrader was. And when they interviewed Schrader, he's like, "Yeah, that doesn't look good." So.
Schrader was never one to mince words.
No, he was not. No, and he ran the ARCA.
Honest.
Yes, he ran the ARCA race too on Friday at Gateway. By the way.
Yes, he did.
Nice to see them guys getting out and not in the around the sport, but he owns a couple ARCA teams too, I think.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, we're gonna move on. I think here to some social media. We're gonna go more to a less somber.
Yeah, I thought you had some more news.
No, that was it.
Just really the package. How about Matt Kenseth getting added on for more races?
We talked about that last week.
Were we really? I thought.
Yeah, I think we mentioned 2 things during this week that we talked about last week.
Yeah, that happens.
Which the one was the Coca-Cola and the other one was the Matt Kenseth.
Oh, Natalie Decker had a birthday.
She did. Happy birthday.
Right. I think it was Natalie Decker. Our buddy Dave thinks she's like absolutely gorgeous.
Cap?
So, yes.
He just left this week too, didn't he?
Today was his last day here in Michigan. It was awesome to see him. Awesome to catch up. Had some good hangouts for sure. So.
Patrick had said, and this is adding on to our what we were just talking about. When anyone passes in motorsports, it sucks, regardless of 2 or 4 wheels, and it's straight to the point.
Sport for that matter.
Yeah, it's straight to the point. Ryan,
let's
get the mood a little bit. Let's get into some social media.
Okay.
All right, these stats are as of Tuesday. That we might have changed a little bit, which I think we have. We are at 582 downloads on iTunes, Podbean, and Stitcher. We're close to 600.
Yeah, no kidding.
213 followers on Twitter, 58 likes on Facebook, 18 subscribers on YouTube. Some new follower shout-outs this week, and as always, if I pronounce your name wrong, I do apologize.
You can always tweet AJ, tell him to learn how to pronounce names.
All right, let's see how I do this week. James Grandy, at Grandy_L88. We have Billy Workman, at Dega_boy_87. We have Justin Salter, at Chase E Num9 Baby. We have Andrew, and this is the one that I figured I'd get wrong. Andrew Kantzian. I think I said it right. At Kantzian. He is a co-host of the Out of Left Field podcast. Great podcast to listen to. They go over everything.
Oh, like all sport?
Baseball, everything.
Oh, nice.
Our podcast shout-outs this week. We have the Lap Traffic Podcast, the PTM Racing Podcast, the My Opinion, Therefore Fact Podcast, All Turns, No Breaks Podcast, the Bump and Run Podcast, Right Size Only Radio, and Creditcast, NASCAR Opinion, the Final Lap Weekly, the EG3 Show. Don't forget the new football one coming out with B and a buddy of ours, Tony, that both Ryan and I know. Polar Opposite Pigskin Podcast at Polar Pigskin. You're going to need that when football season comes around. Some places you could find us: Podbean, iTunes, Stitcher, YouTube, the Loose Lugs Podcast. Make sure you turn on your notification bell and hit the subscribe button. We'd greatly appreciate it. On Twitter, we are at Lugs Podcast, #LugsPod. Give us a follow on there. We give all of our show times, notes, updates, giveaways, all on our Twitter page. And our lesser used Facebook page, if you search in the Loose Lugs podcast, we pretty much double post. Whatever goes on Twitter goes on our Facebook page for the most part. Our personals, myself, Grey Goose F-150, and Ryan.
Rancola 88.
That does it for social media, and I don't think I got anybody's name wrong this time.
We'll find out here in a couple days.
Yeah, when I get cussed out on Twitter.
So when you and Tony do the podcasting, are you guys doing live shows or what?
I think we are. I think we're going to do it the same way as this, just because it turns out so much easier and so much quicker.
That it does.
So I'm going to actually, later on tonight, maybe tomorrow, I'm going to tweet out the page and all that. Where to follow it if you are a football fan or if you just like hearing my voice. Or Tony's.
I think they like looking at your face.
Yeah, I mean, that too. Ryan, we are at the point in the show where you get to tell everybody what you don't like or what's going on or anything in life in your weekly rant.
Oh, yes.
What do we have this week, Ryan?
Oh. As you all know, you have heard me complain, bitch, piss, moan, throw crap at my TV about qualifying. Sarah just did a palm smack on her head. But, what was it? Yeah, because it was an impound race. Saturday broke the camel's back for me. It was a 25-minute session. Hamlin goes out, but in all due respect, there was in the K&N practice, a car did blow up, oil all over the track. They did the oil dry, speedy dry, everything like that down on the track. They go to one of the runoffs and stay there and sit there. And I don't know if they're playing Words with Friends on their phones. I don't know if they're tweeting. I don't know what the hell it is they were doing.
Wordscapes.
Yeah, Wordscapes. Thank you, AJ. I guess that's the new trend these kids are playing. Or they could have been playing Pokemon Go. I don't know. It would probably be a good assumption as well. But you had like 8 or 9 cars, maybe more, in one of these runoffs before they get to do their lap. Couple cars go, and they get, no, we don't like it, go down pit road. It's enough. It's time to do away with this qualifying. I am so sick and tired of it. Pull numbers out of the hat. If you draw number 1, that's when you go. If you draw number 37, that's where you go. You draw 15, that's where you go. 1 lap, done, call it.
Just like the way it used to be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, granted, yeah, now all the teams are starting on with the tire, what we talked about a couple weeks ago, same side tires. 1 lap, get it done with, get it over with.
I agree with you.
Now, if they want to do the quote-unquote knockout qualifying, still do the 1 driver at a time. You can do that, do 2 rounds, okay? If like they do at Daytona and Talladega. What they do at Daytona and Talladega is incredible. I love it. I wish they'd do it more tracks. I'm done with this qualifying. I can't stand it no more.
It's got the old-timey feel to it at Daytona and Talladega.
It does. And I think maybe in August you may see that at MIS with them going 220 miles an hour plus.
Quite potentially. I thought you had another rant, Ryan.
The more
you like it now, don't you?
I don't like it.
You like it.
I'm pissed off at NBC got rid of the damn Blake Shelton song for their intro into the start of the broadcast. I love that song. I play it. That should be the new NASCAR song when we go to the race, honey. Because when we go out to the racetrack, we play Rodney Carrington, These Are My People. Good tune, by the way. So it's our NASCAR song. But no, it's going to be the Blake Shelton one now because NBC replaced it with Tom Petty cover.
You going off on that last night was hilarious.
I was pissed about that last night. I'm like, what the is this?
I think it's a good move. I like the Blake Shelton song. Don't get me wrong. I like the Blake Shelton song.
Mm-hmm.
And I like it more than this one. But you needed with Junior coming in, with a new broadcast team, you needed to change. You needed to change it.
No, here's my thing. It was funny too because during the broadcast Sunday, when I think it was Kozlowski went off the track, but he got the dirt where the camera was in the dirt. I think it was Mike Joy or DW said, "Run, Digger." And I'm like, "Oh, great! They're going to bring that back next year." Fox, the return of Digger.
Little Digger.
What drove me absolutely crazy about Digger is going to the track and seeing a Digger hauler
And the Digger t-shirts.
with the T-shirts, the car.
Adults wearing the Digger t-shirts.
Yeah,
Not so much kids.
if you're 5 or 6 year old or 7-year-old or wearing a Digger shirt, okay, cool. It's a cute little animal for the kids. But a grown ass men and women wearing Digger shirts, I was like, they're probably Kyle Busch fans. They just don't want to admit it.
Hey, Ryan, you ever been to Disney World?
I've been to Downtown Disney, yes.
All right, well, then maybe you've seen it.
Okay.
Like the 30, 40, 50-year-olds wearing the Mickey Mouse ears.
Oh, yeah.
With the strap and everything. Like,
Yep.
that is the equivalent of
Planet
what we're talking about
Hollywood.
with the Digger thing. Like, I get it. It's funny.
Planet Hollywood has some kick-ass food, by the way. Their ribs.
Yeah, it does.
Mm.
All right, Ryan, is that it for your rants?
Yeah, pretty much. And then, Friday the 13th is fastly approaching.
Yes, it is.
Yep. Okay. Well, I'll bet that on Pandora.
Ryan, we got some previewing to do for Chicago. What do you say we get into it?
3 races this weekend.
3 races. Here's the white flag.
Tight, keep looking in the mirrors. In line with you, coming to the white. Only 2.
All right, so we got the Truck, Xfinity, and Cup Series all in Chicago this weekend. And like I said earlier, this is different because we're used to Chicago now being in September, the first race of the Chase, or the playoffs, I guess it is now.
Well, one of the last races for the trucks in Xfinity, too, is Chicagoland normally.
Yeah. So we're now here back 2 weeks before when it really usually was back, a decade ago, I guess would be the best way to put it. And it feels weird.
It does, very weird.
Now, we got a couple things to go over here. When we get to the Cup side, if you were here before we started the show, I had said I'm changing one of my picks.
Mm-hmm.
Ryan, let's go to Truck Series first.
Yep.
Who are you taking?
You go first, AJ. I'll let you go first.
I'm going with the 13, Myatt Snyder.
Myatt Snyder, good pick. I am actually going to go with... Let me go with Jesse Little.
Jesse Little.
Yep.
All right, who are you going for Xfinity?
The guy that's on my shirt, Ryan Reed.
Going with Ryan Reed. You know who I'm going with?
What's that?
The guy that's on my shirt. Kaz Gralla.
Mm-hmm.
T-shirts just dropped on directdriverapparel.com. Make sure you go get yours. I think they're $25.
That's not bad at all. Nice shirt, too.
It just came
He
in
almost
last week.
he almost didn't have a sponsor for this race. Did you hear about that?
I did not.
Yeah, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think it was on Facebook, on NBC. Yeah, it was on NBC's Facebook page, NASCAR page.
Mm-hmm.
He almost didn't have a sponsorship for this weekend's race, but somebody, I forgot who came on board, to help fund the car this weekend.
No kidding.
Yep.
Wow, that's something.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow. And the Cup side, Ryan, go ahead with your pick, because I think we're going to pick different guys here.
Yeah, for the Cup side, I am going to go to the 2 of Brad Keselowski. He's won at Chicagoland before. He's due to get off the schneid. It's supposed to be warm. It's supposed to be hot and slick. Give me the 2 car in victory lane. And as my dark horse, hopefully they show a little bit of speed this weekend. I am going to go a Hendrick car, and I'm going to go Jimmy Johnson as my dark horse.
I almost hit penned in at 88 there, because I thought you were going to say Bowman.
Yeah,
All right, so a little backstory if you weren't here earlier. When I picked my driver for Chicago on the Cup side, I looked at the weather because I figure this time of year Chicago, it's pretty rainy most of the time.
Miss.
Or Illinois, I should say, not Chicago. Well, there was a 40% chance of rain on Sunday when I did this. And I was like, oh, perfect. Since then, things have changed a little bit. And I saw a stat today that, me being the homer that I am, with that guy right there, he has led over 100 laps at Chicago in only 3 years. I'm picking Chase Elliott as my winner, which is unfortunate because I want to see him win next weekend. And my sleeper, Clint Boyer. I'm going to go flip-flop.
Flip-flop, all right.
Flip-flop in my sleeper and my winner. What do you think we're going to see this weekend? What do you think the deal's going to be?
Hopefully we see some good racing like we've been seeing. Hopefully we don't see a guy pull out to a 12, 15-second lead. I mean, like I said, hopefully we see a good show this weekend. Here's a question to ask you, AJ. NBC side, what are you expecting to see from them in their booth?
I'm excited.
I am too.
I'm excited because when Junior was doing the broadcast with NBC at the end of the year in 2016, I thought it's a fresh out-of-car perspective like it is with Gordon, except this is on the NBC side. And I think Junior has an knack for broadcasting. The way he describes what's going on is perfect, simple, and very educated, I guess would be the best way to put it for a broadcast.
Been around the sport all his life.
Exactly. I mean, he's grown up around it. There is no better guy you could possibly throw in there. And eventually, I think Kevin Harvick takes over on Fox when he retires.
Oh, I do too.
What are your expectations?
Harvick's ready. Harvick's ready to get into the booth. I've always liked Rick Allen. Rick Allen, I don't know if anybody follows him on Twitter. If you don't follow him, always responds to messages. He likes a lot of things on Facebook, especially if it's race related. I think it was the Kentucky broadcast last year. I'm like, yeah, get ready to watch. Good luck tonight out of the broadcast. He like, hey, thanks for the everything. I'm like, oh, cool. But no, I wonder if they're going to have like they did for the Brickyard with Letarte and Burton, like where Larry Mack is or something like that, and then have Junior.
Yeah.
I guess they've been during races that they're watching on TV and going by that and seeing how everything works out. And I guess from what a really good streak going. I'm just mad at the fact that NBC down Rick Allen. Because remember all the races on speed for the ARCA, the Truck Series, always getting hyped. Can't hype no more.
No, I mean, I like the way Rick Allen calls the race still.
Oh, I do too. I'm just saying I think NBC's toned him down a little bit.
Maybe.
But they need to do, hey, Rick, you need to go Doc Emmerich crazy.
Scar!
So, but no, like I said, I'm looking forward to the broadcast. People are going to be complaining about it on Facebook because that's what people do.
That's for sure.
Well, like last year when Rick Allen was covering some track and field event and they had Lee Diffie in the booth.
Yeah. I love Watkins Glen.
Watkins Glen, and it was Michigan.
Yeah.
And I love Lee Diffie. I think he's great at what he does. He follows all.
Great on that, by the way.
He follows all forms of racing. Who cares he has an accent? Y'all get mad when we all talk like this? No.
Yeah, I mean, get ready for Junior. The most accent you could possibly get. So.
Exactly. Imagine when Clint Boyer gets into the booth. He's got a southern accent. I know what people are going to do, though, the most is complain about Kyle Petty. That's all they do.
Well, Ryan.
Yep.
It's another episode in the books.
That was.
What do you want to tell the folks at home now that we're signing off for another episode?
Guys, I hope everybody has a great weekend. If you're going down to Chicagoland Speedway, have a great weekend. Enjoy the 90-degree heat. We will see you guys at the track.
Tony, Patrick, thanks for coming out and talking with us in the chat. Everyone who tuned in, thank you so much. We appreciate all of you. And it's Chicagoland weekend, and it's not the first race of the chase, so it's a little bit weird. Hope you all enjoy it. NBC's coming back. Ryan has one more thing to say. What you got?
If I can remember, I will post bachelor party pictures on the Twitter page.
Oh God, please keep it PG.
We will keep it PG. We will keep it PG, guys.
All right, y'all enjoy the race weekend. Have a fun, safe weekend.
Enjoy, guys.
But I say, you can wipe the years driving. I say, you can hear that fear you're holding. There is one thing that is true. The only one who can get through. There is one thing that is true. Just let it make it last forever. Why I can't feel relief with being blind or dumb.